All right. Let's start this one from the top. Let's go.
My kids knew about my wife's affair and helped her cover it up. Last week, while my wife, 49 female, was taking a shower, I, 50 male, saw a notification pop up on her phone and went to open it thinking it was one of our daughters, Maddie, 24, and Alice, 26 female, confirming what time their girls' dinner was. Instead, I saw an unsaved number saying, I can't wait to see you, and then a
What?
kissing emoji. I froze for a second. I clicked on the message and saw a short thread, mostly confirming dinner plans for that evening and how they missed each other, and once a week just wasn't enough. I knew what I saw: 29 years of marriage down the drain. Hoping to catch her in a lie before she left the house, I texted both of our daughters and asked them about the girls' dinner. What happened next broke me to my core. Both girls confirmed the dinner and said they were excited. I couldn't believe it. Not proud of what came next, I turned her location sharing on with me in her phone and let her leave. I followed her to the restaurant, and lo and behold, neither daughter was there, but instead a man I knew was her boss. I was so heartbroken. Part of me was
With the boss? Mercy.
hoping I was just a paranoid freak and my daughters would be there happy to see me, but no, just my cheating wife and her AP. I took pictures of the two of them holding hands and kissing. I know I should have waited, but I couldn't help myself. I was so angry. As soon as I got in my car, I opened the group chat we had as a family, sent them all the photos, and said, glad you're enjoying girls' dinner together. I then turned my phone off and drove to my brother's house and asked to stay the night. I woke up the next morning to over 40 texts and 20 voicemails. My wife went through the cheater's playbook of excuses.
Wow.
I didn't even listen to her voicemails. I was about to respond with, I will be getting a divorce. I recommend a lawyer. But my brother stopped me. He told me to meet with a bunch of lawyers first and make sure she couldn't use them. Instead, I just sent the group chat a simple message. I am physically fine, but
Smart
need
move.
time. I will come home when I'm ready. I then muted my phone. I called different lawyers that looked to be the best in town that morning for appointments, met with all of them, and picked the one who looked ready to treat this as a scorched earth as possible. Finally, after spending all day with lawyers, I looked through the messages and both my daughters were apologizing. My youngest daughter, the daddy's girl of the two, was manic. She had texted me almost 50 times saying she never should have lied and hated it every time. Her boyfriend even reached out asking me to please reach out to her, that he didn't know what was going on, but she was on the verge of a panic attack. Maddie, I love you, but please understand that what you've done has hurt me deeply. I
Right.
need you to give me space. I sent it and within seconds got it. Okay, I'm so sorry. I never should have helped. I'll never forgive myself. I love you too. I didn't respond. Alice was different. We always had a good relationship, but she was a mama's girl through and through. She said she was sorry, but I shouldn't throw away a good marriage because of one mistake. This made me furious. Alice, this isn't a mistake. This is a betrayal from the whole family.
Yep.
Please don't reach out again until I make first contact. She never responded, but I know she showed it to my soon to be ex because she started saying that I shouldn't take this out on Alice. I never responded. I'll never talk to her again except through lawyers. This
Wow.
all happened 5 days ago. I'm still at my brother's and can't contain my feelings. I cry every morning and most of the day. I oscillate between complete debilitating sadness and all consuming anger. Losing my wife will be hard enough, but how do I ever look at my children again? How do I even begin to forgive them? Alice is supposed to get married in the fall. I've been paying for almost everything. Now I'm probably not going to go. I don't even know how to move forward. I'm completely destroyed.
She's got everyone caught up in this lie.
Yeah.
Like that's not okay. Like to the point where the dad now thinks he can't even attend his daughter's wedding.
My kids.
Yeah. It's one thing if you're in a situation where you're cheating. I mean, that's talk about evil, right? You're in the wrong. It is another thing, a whole nother thing to be married and now you have your kids involved. and they're now on the mom's side. And I know to a lot of people, they may be thinking, oh, this would never happen. There are plenty of situations like this. There are plenty of situations, and mothers have some pull, especially with their female, their daughters. They have some pull within relationships. I remember seeing a video, it's one of those street interviews type video, and they were asking chicks if they would snitch on their mothers if they got caught cheating on their dad.
If your mom was cheating on your dad, would you tell your dad?
No.
Why?
Just the hesitation should tell you all you need to know about the probability of that story there being factual.
It's my mom.
But it's your dad.
But it's girls before anything.
Yeah, okay, what if your dad was cheating on your mom? Would you tell your mom?
My mom.
If your mom was cheating on your dad, would you tell your dad?
Depending on why she's cheating. I'll ask her, and if it's a valid reason.
Oh, what?
Okay, if it's a valid reason, then no, I'm not gonna tell her. But if it's like some hokey doke, oh, he fine, no, I'm telling my daddy.
But that's the truth.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Pop. Right, you gonna have to check my dude. She tripping. Hold on, what I got going on? Y'all want to tell?
Okay, so if your dad...
This right here is a diabolical situation. Let's read some comments. Top comment here says, he needs to do a DNA test ASAP. Very true. At that point, are those even your kids? Somebody else here added, F them kids with immediate effect. Here's somebody else says, I'm sorry, but I'll never speak to my daughters again. Here's somebody else who says, even Judas didn't involve any of the disciples in his betrayal. Betrayal, final boss. Somebody else here added, I bet if the dad did that, they would have hated him. Shoot. Right. Here's somebody else who says, the women in the comments lack accountability. Are there women who are actually defending this? But how could I be surprised? This woman here says, don't let Tyler Perry see this. Another woman here says, nobody deserves to be cheated on. This woman here says, they may not be your kids. Your true blood would never. Somebody else here added, none of those kids thought to help their father. My goodness. Here's somebody else who says, imagine if it were the other way. So I think most people who are listening to this story look at it and think to themselves, they should have told the father, right? Somebody else here added, men should consider DNA tests. And just another reason why DNA tests should be mandatory in this type of situation. What would you guys do? Of course, curious to know what you think. And it sounded like in this type of situation, she actually wasn't even sure she wanted to divorce that man. And when it started to actually come to that point where it was looking like they might divorce, she was having second thoughts. I think more people in relationships probably cheat than most people realize. That's the unfortunate fact. And I think infidelity can be worked through. However, and people hate me when I say this, but it's a lot harder for men usually to forgive it than it is for a woman. That's not excusing it in any form or fashion. I'm just saying, in most cases, when a man is betrayed in that situation, he is, really destroyed, right? And in this situation, it doesn't sound like this man's going back anytime soon. Moving on.